Saturday, 8:13 a.m. Maya Lopez sorts forgotten mail when a stained envelope labeled Tax 2011 brings her entire life to a standstill. Inside, 12 handwritten words hold the keys to a dormant digital fortune, untouched for a decade but suddenly worth millions. How does an ordinary school secretary go from buried in debt to the center of an accidental wealth discovery that spirals into legal and emotional chaos? The answer started with a single, smudged slip of paper. Maya's kitchen clock flickers to 8:14 as she stands over a pile of neglected mail, the hum of the refrigerator filling the silence. Her hands move without thinking, sorting bills and grocery flyers, until her thumb catches on a rough edge. The envelope, yellowed and soft at the corners, stands out against the stack. Across the front, in faded blue ink, someone has scrawled Tax 2011. The label is half obscured by a coffee stain, the year barely legible. She turns it over, feeling the weight, too light for tax forms, too thin for anything important. She breaks the seal, careful not to tear what is inside. The paper within is folded twice, the creases worn almost to transparency. As she unfolds it, the scent of old paper rises, sharp and dry. 12 words, handwritten in block letters, march across the page. Some are smudged, as if someone had pressed too hard and then tried to rub away a mistake. The words themselves mean nothing to her, a string of ordinary nouns and verbs, but the arrangement feels deliberate. She runs her finger along the list, mouthing each word. The final one is almost unreadable. The ink bled into the fibers. A chill settles in her chest. The memory flickers, her brother years ago mentioning something about computer backups, passwords, or perhaps a key. She sets the paper down, staring at it. The kitchen fades away. Maya's laptop sits nearby, closed and dusted with crumbs. She hesitates, then slides the paper beside it, unwilling to touch either for a moment. The ordinary rhythm of her morning has been broken. She thinks of her overdraft, the unpaid utility bill on the counter, the way she has been counting coins for gas money. Suddenly, every detail of the envelope feels loaded with meaning. The year, the label, the way it ended up in her kitchen after all this time. She glances at the clock again. 8:17. The world outside remains unchanged, but inside the air feels heavier. Maya picks up her phone, scrolling for someone who might know what this is, someone who can tell her if these 12 words are just another dead end or the beginning of something entirely unexpected. Dr. Lena Cho, a blockchain forensics analyst, sits at her desk with 2 monitors aglow. She enters the 12 handwritten words from Maya's list into an offline recovery tool, careful to check the spelling and order. The software hesitates, then generates a string of cryptographic characters. Dr. Cho copies the resulting address and pastes it into a blockchain explorer. On the screen, a long sequence of numbers and letters appears, an address created in early 2013, dormant since that spring. No outgoing transactions, no signs of movement. The balance reads 2.5 Bitcoin. She scrolls through the transaction history, confirming the creation date and the lack of withdrawals. Each step is time-stamped and verifiable. The wallet's creation metadata, April 2013, matches the earliest possible use of 12-word mnemonic phrases in experimental wallet software. Dr. Cho checks the public records for any claims of theft or dispute tied to the address. Nothing flags. The unspent transaction output, UTXO, sits untouched, visible to anyone with the address but inaccessible without the correct key. She opens a price chart for Bitcoin. On April 10, 2021, Bitcoin's price closed at just over $60,000. At that value, the dormant wallet, never touched in 8 years, would be worth $150,000. Dr. Cho documents each step, capturing screenshots and saving a digital record of the address, balance, and transaction history. She notes the wallet's provenance, created in the early days of mainstream Bitcoin adoption, never moved, never split, never consolidated. The evidence is empirical, anchored in the blockchain's public ledger. No room for speculation or guesswork. The balance is visible, the creation date is fixed, and the value at any historical point can be calculated with precision. Maya's find, once an undecipherable list of words, now stands as documented digital wealth. Dr. Cho's report, signed and timestamped, removes any doubt. The mystery has become a matter of record, a dormant fortune, proven by the code beneath the world's most public ledger. Maya's work badge lies beside her phone, the lanyard twisted from habit. The school office where she spends her days is a world of ringing phones and endless paperwork, but now her mind drifts far from lesson plans and lunch rosters. The number on her latest loan statement, $25,000, bold and unyielding, lingers in her thoughts. She runs her thumb over the edge of the kitchen table, feeling the grain, searching for something solid to hold on to. Anna arrives before noon, her knock soft but insistent. She has always been the one to show up, even when Maya tried to keep her troubles to herself. Anna reads the tension in Maya's shoulders, the way her fingers drum against the countertop. Without asking questions, she sits and waits, letting Maya find the words. When the story comes about the envelope, the strange list, the value confirmed by a stranger's report, Anna listens without blinking. The numbers are surreal, but the fear is real. Maya worries about who might find out, about the neighbor who always seems to watch, about the school district's gossipy staff lounge. She thinks of her debts, the rent due in 5 days, the overdue phone bill, the idea that a single mistake, one wrong click, one careless word, could erase everything keeps her awake. Anna suggests calling someone professional, someone who knows how to handle money that appears overnight. Maya hesitates, caught between the urge to hide and the need to act. The clock on the microwave counts down the 48 hours since Dr. Cho's confirmation. Every tick is a reminder that her life is now divided into before and after. Privacy and caution become her new routine. The next step is no longer optional, it is urgent. Samir Patel's office answers on the second ring. His voice is steady, clipped, and direct. Years of estate and tax law are distilled into a single conversation. Maya explains the discovery, careful not to mention numbers or names. Patel listens, then begins with the basics. Any sudden asset, especially digital, triggers a legal responsibility to report. The IRS treats cryptocurrency as property, not cash. If Maya moves or sells any portion of the Bitcoin, she must file Form 8949, detailing the date the asset was acquired and the fair market value at the moment of sale or transfer. Failure to report, Patel warns, can lead to penalties, audits, or even criminal charges. The timeline is not flexible. Within a week of confirming control over the wallet, Maya needs to document the event. Screenshots, expert reports, and price charts are examples of evidence that verify the asset's origin and current value. Patel instructs her to avoid any online exchanges or transfers until a custodial arrangement is in place. He outlines the process for establishing legal ownership, including notarized statements, digital forensics from Dr. Cho, and a secure record of the seed phrase stored offline. If the wallet's provenance is ever challenged, this paper trail will be her only defense. Patel's checklist is unyielding. Notify a tax advisor, retain all correspondence, and prepare for questions about the source and timing of the funds. He insists on caution. Even a single disclosure to the wrong party can jeopardize privacy or trigger unwanted legal scrutiny. The rules are clear, and the consequences for missteps are severe. Maya's next decisions will shape not just her finances, but her legal standing for years to come. Every year, billions in forgotten assets wait unclaimed in digital vaults and government ledgers. In an age where a lost password can mean a lost fortune, the boundaries of luck and preparation blur. Sudden wealth is not just a twist of fate, it is a reminder of what we overlook every day.